The LaGrand case began in 1982 when authorities in the state of Arizona arrested and detained two German nationals, Carl and Walter LaGrand, on two accounts of kidnapping, attempted robbery, and first-degree murder. The two were then tried and sentenced to death without being advised of their rights to consular assistance. It wasn't until 1992 that German consular officials were notified of the detention, to which they then issued several diplomatic requests urging clemency. Despite these requests, Carl LaGrand was executed on February 24, 1999. The execution of Walter LaGrand was then scheduled for March 3, 1999. On the eve of March 2, 1992, hours before the scheduled execution of Walter LaGrand, Germany filed suit in the International Court of Justice against the United States of America for violation of the Vienna Convention on Consular Relations. As guaranteed under Article 36, subparagraph 1b of the Vienna Convention, Germany claimed that the Arizona courts failed to provide any notification to Germany of the arrest, which prevented Germany from being able to protect its nationals' interests. Article 36, subparagraph 1b outlines that a state trying a foreign national or nationals in a death sentence case has a legal obligation to inform the accused of the rights to have consular assistance without any delays. The United States argued that their domestic law should take precedent over the Vienna Convention. They felt that the International Court of Justice was acting as the ultimate court of appeal and had no jurisdiction or authority on Arizona's justice system. The United States also argued that the German submission was inadmissible because they waited until the night before the execution, and the United States was not given enough time to contest or comply with the provisional measures. The International Court of Justice rejected all of the United States' arguments and indicated that the U.S. should take all measures at its disposal to ensure that Walter LaGrand was not executed.
Despite jurisdiction of the International Court under Article 36 and the attached protocol, and measures taken under Article 41 of its own statute, and even a Supreme Court proceeding filed by Germany to enforce the international order, the U.S. proceeded to execute Walter LaGrand on the 3rd of March 1999. This signaled the U.S.'s non-binding perspective towards the international order, as well as towards the Supreme Court proceedings. After the execution, the international suit moved into the merit stage of the case, and Germany, as the plaintiff, had 4 submissions put forward to the ICJ. Firstly, Germany continued to argue for the violation of their nationals' rights and the deprivation of their own ability to assist and provide diplomatic protection to the two LaGrand brothers. Secondly, Germany claimed that the United States' use of domestic laws, including procedural default, stopped the nationals from exercising their rights and putting forth their claims. This violated legal obligation to Germany under Article 36, paragraph 2 of the Vienna Convention. Thirdly, the U.S. failed to take all measures at their disposal to stop the execution of Walter LaGrand, and in this way violated international legal obligation to comply with orders on provisional measures from the International Court of Justice. Lastly, Germany wanted an assurance from the U.S. that they would not repeat similar unlawful actions in the future. Responding to these submissions, the U.S. recognized the breach of Article 36(1)b, but stated that all other claims by Germany were dismissed. They especially did not agree that the Vienna Convention created individual rights and enabled diplomatic protection, and argued that the convention was meant to be operated subject to the laws of each state party. In the court's decision, the International Court ruled in favor of all Germany's claims. The court concluded Article 38 created individual rights, that domestic law cannot be pleaded as a defense to a breach of international law, that provisional measures create genuine legal obligations on part of those whom they are addressed to by the International Court, and that the U.S. must be required in the future to practice and implement rights under Article 36 of the Vienna Convention. Before the LaGrand case, the legal effect of provisional orders of the ICJ had long been questioned. Preceding cases like Paraguay versus United States usually ended with the U.S.'s willful ignorance of international orders. However, the LaGrand case erased all doubt about the legal effect of provisional measures by the ICJ. The case set precedent by influencing other cases like Avena, where the U.S. was required to provide reconsideration of Mexican convictions. However, on the other hand, other cases like Medellin versus Texas offer evidence of U.S. repetition of the same violations, which leads to question how harmful this pattern of non-compliance will be to the U.S.'s use of the ICJ, as well as how the U.S. will balance constitutional values with the ICJ in the future.